read our minds as fast as we possibly can. And they're way better at it than they were 10 years ago. And they're going to be so much better at it in 5 years that we won't even be able to imagine it. And when I say read our minds, I'm not talking about something magical, but
oh yeah,
for
you're
example,
not talking about like guess what's happening. It's not like they're going to guess what we're thinking or guess what we want for dinner or anything like that, probably.
Well, they might, but they won't do it by directly reading our brain waves or anything like that. They're already algorithms that target advertisements to send at you are pretty good at deciding what it is that you're motivated to pursue. And now,
I actually just got an ad on my phone for your new book, actually. So yeah.
Oh well, good. So I'm involved in the same process, the same nefarious process.
I'm just joking.
I've
Go
read
on.
that I think it's Facebook, but I might be wrong about this, that owns Oculus and the headset, the VR headset company. Now, you can track eye movements with VR headset, and psychologists use the tracking of eye movements to map attention in high detail. Now, look, if you look at our eyes, you see that there's a colored circle and a dark circle in the middle, and then that's surrounded by white. And that makes your eye very visible to other people, animals too, but to other people particularly. Human eyes are quite unique in that regard, and it looks like we've evolved to have highly visible eyes. And the reason for that is that we communicate with other people, and they can read our motivations by watching our eyes. So if you stand on the corner and you look up at nothing in the sky, and you stand there long enough, someone else will join you. And then if there's two people, then there'll be 10 right away. And the reason for that is that and this is again something uniquely human, we attend to where other people point their eyes. Assuming that if they're interested in it, we might be interested in it too. And so and human beings are visual animals. About half our brain is taken up with visual processing. We're much more visual than virtually any other animal. And so computers are soon going to be able to track where we place our eyes, which of course advertisers are incredibly interested in. And that's going to speed up the ability of high-powered computational devices to understand human beings as a group, but also each of us individually to an immense degree. And so, I think we're probably 10 years away from computers that understand us better than we understand ourselves. AI machines are going to get extremely good at this because it's so lucrative to be able to gauge attention. There's nothing that's more valuable than that. And so,
do you feel like there should be it's hard to say there should be legislation, because I hate to put anything on the that it's the government's responsibility, but should there be like rules or legislation between allowing computers and AI to get that advanced, or is it still just fall on the feet of us as humans just to battle kind of the dark arts of these machines that can sort of like take us into a trance and then monetize the trance at the same time?
I think that legislation in some sense it's going to be playing catch up, and it's going to be farther and farther behind all the time, because this is moving so fast and with such power, and it's so distributed that no one is going to be able to even keep track of it, much less regulate it. I mean, the interconnected environment is changing so rapidly that even if you're reasonably tech savvy, you can't keep up with all the major changes. And there's no evidence whatsoever that that's going to do anything but accelerate. And so I can't see how legislators have the ghost of a chance at keeping up with this, even if they knew what to target or what to legislate.
Yeah.
And, more and more engineers I think China now graduates more engineers every year than the United States has engineers.
Oh yeah, China, you could be 8 years old in China and be a damn engineer. I've been over there and I've seen a 6-year-old build a damn bridge in front of me. You know what I'm saying? They're highly capable.
Yes, well, and lots of other cultures are coming online very rapidly. And so and there's no shortage of unbelievably proficient amateurs online as well. And and programming and so we ain't seen nothing yet.
Jeepers.
And I really do believe your computer is gonna understand you so well. I think it won't be long till it knows what you're going to do more accurately than you do. I think that's already true to some degree. But
well, then we're at a real loss, because then if I've been afraid to make a plan for myself in my life, and I've been afraid and I've been living in the fog, and I've been just, kind of sidestepping, really putting my fucking pants on as a human and taking some action. If I'm in that fog and then the computer is able to figure out what I'm going to do before I've even done it, but I haven't even made a plan, then surely the computer is going to make a plan for me, it feels like.
I think the computer is making a plan for you all the time already. By default, look, that's exactly what advertising is advertising makes a plan for you. There's no difference between those two things, except maybe one of sophistication. So, when you're watching something and an ad pops up, that's a little world that you could visit. And the advertiser obviously wants you to visit that. And the problem there, because you might think, well, it would be really good, the computer can help you make a plan. But I think what's more likely to happen, because at least to begin with, the computer is going to be paid, so to speak, by the advertisers to capitalize on your short-term impulsivity, is that ever more attractive distractions are going to be dangled in front of you. And that's likely to keep you in the fog. And
what can I do to battle the fog? Like, what can I do, as a human, to retain my humanity as things get more tech and more, and as tech becomes far smarter in some ways, in technical ways, than I'll ever be?
Well, I wish I knew the answer to that. I don't. Partly because the landscape that's unfolding in front of us, because it changes so rapidly, it's unpredictable. Other rules in my two books address that to some degree. I think your best bet, the best bet you have virtually all the time, is to try not to lie to yourself. And in my first book, 12 Rules for Life, I said, do not lie, I said, the rule was tell the truth, or at least do not lie, because, you might, can you tell the truth? You'd have to know the truth. You might be able to tell some partial truths, but you can't tell the truth. But you can not say things that you know to be false. And in the second book, the new one, Rule 5 is